Shalom, Yahweh Shalom, Shalom, to the brother, Shalom, Shamal, Alabama, Shalom, Shai, to all the sisters, I.S.U.P.K, Minnesota, with Lashawan Qadash class. Last week, just to recap, we had went over vocabulary words, but before we even touched on that, we had went into the rest of the biblical names and prophets, okay, of the books and the prophets, I should say. All right. Let's make sure that our phones is on mute. If you are watching the class, go ahead and share, comment, subscribe, like. All right. Someone that loves language, that's interested in learning something new concerning language, this is the class for them. We go over the basics and the complexities of the ancient Hebrew, which is called Paleo. Okay. Lashawan Qadash. All right. The holy tongue. All right. And so any questions and concerns that you may have, you can type it in the chat. Otherwise, in the class, you can ask with your hand raised, and we will get to that question, Lord allow. All right? So far, no questions. As far as Hebrew, in the classroom, no questions?
No, sir.
All right, no problem. Anytime you have a question, just go ahead and ask. Like, hey, what does this mean? What does that mean? All right? So let's go ahead and get into it. You ready?
Ready.
All right, so we are trying to attack like 50 or more words. So right here, this is going to be Hebrew vocab words. Vocab words. All right, this one should be straightforward. Now, if you see a little space, it's for the Assyrian, or otherwise the Hebrew. All right. All right, there we go. So the first part is going to be the actual, actually, so like, let me just erase the first, this second part right here. Try to put it in a single line. Give it 1 second here. For the ones that you don't see no connectors with, that's going to be the Assyrian. All right. All right, here you go. So that's number 1. Now, if you choose to write the Assyrian out first, then the Hebrew, that is your choice. All right, it's not a problem.
I like the Hebrew better.
Yep, it's your choice. Give me 1 second there. Yeah, let me know when you're done. Go ahead and move forward and break it down as a whole.
Done.
You said you're done?
Yes, sir.
All right, most time right. So, all right. So just focusing on the Hebrew, because that's our main goal, is to focus on to the Hebrew. So what is this right here?
Yeah.
That's a yeah, yep. Y-A, and it's by itself.
Yeah.
What's next?
Huh.
Yep, which is H-A, and it's by itself. Okay, moving forward, what's next?
What?
What, and what's right next to what?
Huh.
Okay. So are those by itself or connected?
It's connected.
Okay. So
some had to drop.
Drop off when?
The A had to drop off.
From which one? Which letter?
Uh, the
Because it's towards the what? Because the is it the first or last word?
That's the last word.
So like the last letter.
Last letter.
All right, so it drops off at the last letter.
Yeah.
Towards the end. So yeah, so it's going to be, I want you to help me spell it out. It's going to be what?
Yahweh.
So I will write out which letters?
I'll spell it out.
Yep.
YAHAWAH.
That's correct. And that is the Most High's name. All right. All right. So, of course, when we spell it out, when we have the Hebrew, we spell it out in the English form. We have to get the definition as well, just like we did last week. Okay. So, what does Yahweh mean?
Yahweh.
When you hear that name, what do we think of automatically? What comes in your mind?
God.
God or what?
Yahweh Shah.
No. Yahweh Shah is someone totally different. You know who Yahweh Shah is, right?
Yahweh, that's Christ, eh?
Right. Christ and Most High is not the same.
Right.
So as far as like the Holy Trinity, they're not the same as far as that. But of course, they say the same thing, you know, and they teach the same thing, of course. Whatever the Most High tells Yahweh Shah teaches to us. And that makes us one body because we all say and believe in the same thing. All right? So the Most High. So actually, let me abbreviate it real quick. So for Yahweh, it's going to be the Most High or God. So like actually, it's going to be the Lord. It's going to be the Lord or the Most High. So TMH stands for the Most High, just to quickly abbreviate it. All right, the Lord or the Most High. And we only use the Most High's actual name for teaching moments. We don't just say it loosely. We don't say his name loosely. We have to be very careful and mindful of that. All right, just moving forward for everybody to know. We only say the Most High's name when it's important to say his name. You don't just say it just to say it. All right, you want to be very careful. Yeah, have you ever heard the term, don't use my name in vain?
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Right.
Don't just say it just to say it. All right, so, all right. All right. Okay. All right. That's number 2. So that notebook that you have, you know, do your best to try to hold on to it because in the future we will always revisit stuff that we have done in the previous time. Yep, try to keep as much as you can all your notes in one book because it does help and it's very important because we are always going to use the same things that we are learning as far as the basics, and we are going to go more complex later on. Have you learned the colors in Hebrew yet?
No.
Okay. Was the first letter?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So YA. All right, what's next?
Ha.
Yep. Okay. What's
Okay.
next?
Wa.
Which is WA.
Right.
That is correct. Okay.
Sha.
So Sha and
I. So the A drop at the end of Sha and put I there Yahweh Shah.
there you go. Most time Christ. That was perfect. Absolutely. Yes. So the I, since it's one word, it stays. The A drops off with the Sha. So Yahweh Shah. That's correct. Yes. Do you have an idea what Yahweh Shah means in that by definition?
Yahweh Shah. God.
No. No. Mm-mm. God is going to be Yahweh. Okay, God is a title. So you can call anybody a God, right?
Right.
But Yahweh Shah. So before you write anything down, you want to take one more guess, and I'll give you the answer.
The Lord.
No, it can't be because the Most High is the Lord.
Most High is the Lord. And Yahweh Shah is Christ.
That's very true. Yes. Yep. Um,
Yahweh Shah.
okay. Do you know the purpose of Yahweh Shah when we read the scriptures, but by chance?
Do we know the purpose of Yahweh?
Right. Like what are the things that people call Yahweh Shah, Jesus Christ, in the Bible? Do you know?
I know
Just think about the scriptures that
the
you read.
Lord, Savior.
That's right. Yahweh means Savior. Or also too, Yahweh, if you think about it, means Joshua. You know, like Joshua the prophet. But the name is a translation is the same thing. Savior or Joshua. Anytime that you see a J and you know, like the Joshua, John, James, their name, or Jonah, their name always going to start with a YA. So the name means Savior or Joshua.
Savior of Joshua. I don't know why I get that confused. I read it 100 times.
Yep. So the logical is on the third one. While you're writing that down, I could just go ahead and write some more because some of them are very short.
Both of them in Syrian and Hebrew.
Right, Hebrew, Assyrian. Hebrew, Assyrian. So I'm kind of doing like a little pattern before you, or just for the people that are watching in general. Yeah, so you just focus on number 3 for now.
Okay.
I'm just writing a few down until you get done. Once you get done, we'll just go ahead and focus on the 3 and just write some percent at a time. So you done?
Just write them all down.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna stop at 10, and then we go ahead and move forward with number 3.
Okay, call.
Well, yeah, you gotta wait. We gotta make sure everybody else can definitely get it. You don't wanna jump ahead.
Okay.
So you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. As far as the third one, this is a short one. What is this letter?
Call.
K.
Call.
Yep, it's K. So K is going. Oh, what? Okay, after K, which that is correct. What's the next letter?
La.
Okay. Since it's both connected, what happens?
At the end, A drop.
Okay. You gotta always say which one does it drop off from, which A. A from which letter?
La.
Okay.
La. The A got the drop.
Okay. So how would I spell it out?
K-A-L.
K-A-L. That is correct. Call. Sounds like, call somebody.
Yeah, call.
Call. All right. Let's see. Do you have an idea what call might mean in Hebrew? Or no?
No.
Okay. Okay, now what does it sound like?
You calling somebody.
Okay. All right. I thought the same thing as well. Give me 1 second. Okay, 1 second. All right, so what call means, call is going to mean all, as in A-L-L. It's going to mean every, or any. And in the future, we will be using all of this in sentences, or the majority of the words. So that's what it means. You fine. All right, so got that part? All right, so let's move on to number 4. Once again, it's another short one. What is the first letter?
Oh.
No, well, okay, that's moving forward, like all the way. What is the first letter? Not the first word, is what I'm saying. The first letter.
Oh.
Oh. No.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to say
Oh.
Yeah, and there's that. It looks exactly how it's written now.
Love.
Right, so when you put it together, what is it?
Oh.
Yeah, which is, it's going to be A-L. Yep, A-L.
I did something wrong.
It's fine. So I will not jump ahead. I will wait for us to break it down so you have everything correct before writing it down. Because you have a pen, right?
So.
Yeah, if you had a pencil, you can erase, but with a pen, it's very difficult. So I will not jump ahead for that reason. So this right here is which is A-H. This is L, L-A. So together, it's going to be all. The H drops off from the the A drops off, the H drops off from the A drops off from the L. So you have all. Okay? It looks like all, just without the extra L. All right? Now you ready for the definition of it?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we have a few. To, okay, toward, yeah, into, and lastly at. To, toward, and to at. Okay. All right. Jot those down?
Yes, sir.
All right, so number 5. Let's see here. Number 5. All right. This is going to be a one word, but it has 3 letters. 3-letter word. This is
Oh.
yeah. A-H.
Ma.
What's next to ma?
Ra.
So those 2 are connected. So what's next? Since those 2 are connected. I feel like I just heard you say it. Sound like I just heard you say it.
I mean, Ra, the A drop at the end.
If it's connected, in most cases, something drops us at the end of the letter. That's the end of the letter. Because Hebrew, is it right to left or left to right?
It's right to left.
Always. There you go. Yes, that is correct. So that's who I am. So if something drops us at the end, how do I spell the rest out?
Okay. A-H. M-A. R. And drop the A.
So is that correct or no?
I think it's, yes, it's correct.
That's correct. Yep. Yeah, I'm seeing if you know. All right. Because I know, I just want to see if you recognize it and see if it is. That is correct. So the A does drop off from the right. So Amar. Okay.
Amar.
Yep, Amar. That's right. That is correct. Yes. All right. So let's see. All right. So Amar means say, as definition, like you say something, or command.
Say.
Or command. So when you command something, it's an order. Say or command. Also, too, in most cases, it can mean said. which is pretty much the same thing as saying say. You see that? Said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say and said is very similar. It's the same thing. It's related. All right. So moving on. So you got these?
Yes, sir.
All right. Verse. I said verse 6. Wow. Number 6. This is right? A-H. And then next one.
Sure.
And next to it.
Right.
Right. That's correct. Yep.
It's on the job, right?
That's correct. Yep. What drops?
The raw, the 8 drop
Say-
at the end.
Hmm.
Raw. The 8 drop.
The A from bruh drops. That's correct. So you're gonna have A H S H A R. You got a few people in the school with this name, by the way. Do you know how to pronounce it?
That's right. Shaw.
Ashar. That is correct. Yes.
Shaw.
Ashar. Yep. Ashar. That is correct. Now, what does it mean? So it's going to be a verb. So V in parentheses, it's going to stand for verb.
Verb, okay.
Verb. Yep.
Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
So the action.
Yes. And based on words that I'm writing, it's going to actually explain or display it. Also, too, could be an adjective. So adjective is for AD, which means honest. All right. Nice. Okay. Who, whom, which, that, as a verb, an adjective is going to be honest.
Adjective.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I got it.
Mm-hmm. All right, number 7. All right, okay. Of course, we got more than just 10. This is what I just had to write down real fast a few minutes ago. So number 7, what is this?
Law.
Love, yep. What's next to it? Yep, A-H. How would you pronounce this?
Law.
La-a, yep, la-a. So anytime whenever we say la-a, do you know what that means? We say it all the
You
time.
had it before. I can't remember.
Yeah. So ask me a question. A simple question.
A simple question.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go to class today?
La-a. So if I said la-a, what do you think I'm saying?
Asking.
No. If you ask me a question and my response was la-a, what do you think that I'm saying? So you said, am I going to class today? I said la-a.
No.
It means no. La means no or not. Yep. And you can tell based on how a person may say it or, the body language. So it means no or not. La. And it's funny because if you think about it in the world, when people, another way that people in the world say no, they say nah with an N. So N-A-H, like nah. Like, oh, nah. You know what I mean? You hear people say it all the time, right?
Yeah.
So it's very similar when you hear la. So it's like it's still saying no or not. So in the world they say nah or nah or not at all. It all sounds similar. So la is no or not.
Okay.
Okay, so number 8, what is this?
This bar.
Mm-hmm. It might be a little confusing. Huh? Nope, you want to look very closely. You want to look at the chart very closely. If you recognize all these letters, some of them have more than one description. The only way that this changes is towards the end of the word. That's something else that I will have to teach very soon.
It could be bar, could it?
The first one is ba. That's correct. So that's BA. So that stays, BA stays. If you have to look at the Assyrian and look at the Hebrew on the chart and see which letter that might be.
I don't see it. That's it. That one right there.
Okay, try to find this in the Syrian.
In Syria? Okay.
Try to find that same symbol, letter in Assyrian. This one right here.
What?
No, you said what? No. No, you gotta look at how sharp the turn is.
What about
You gotta find it in the Assyrian though.
okay, in the Syria.
Mm-hmm. You want to show you real quick?
Yes, sir.
No, so you got it. This is nut. It's nut. See nut right here?
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Hopefully it wasn't too confusing. But you know, because the nut and the cup look alike in some sense. But yeah, this is nut. Oh, 1 second. So that's nut. So since the A drops off from the nut, because these are two connected, it's going to be an N. So what does that say? How would you pronounce it? Bond. And what bond means, which is a word I already know off the top of my head, bond means son or youth. So yes, son or youth. That's what bond means. That's why, for example, if someone says, speak your registry. So if I was told to speak my registry, I would say Makabya, Ban, Yahawada, Ban Yasha'ab. So Makabya is my name. Ban means also too, in most cases, so like it from. So son means from. Because when you say your name, Ban, and your tribe, and then your nation, what you're saying is, I'm Makabya, Ban, from or son of Yahawada, which is Judah, which means I'm from the tribe of Judah. I'm a Negro. Ban Yasha'ala, the nation of Israel. That's what you would say. All right. So Makabya, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yasha'ala. Okay. All right. So number 9. What is the first and second letter?
Okay. I'm gonna have to write that, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I.
Mm-hmm. And then the second one.
La. I guess the A job, right?
Yes. Yep. So that would mean it would be I, L, A, Hold on. Oh, no. Well, give me a second. Hold on. Yeah, no. I'm thinking about the other one. Give me a second. There's another word that's similar to this one. So it'd be I-L, owl. Right? Like, for example, we say that the woman is greeting. Shalom, Yahweh, Shamar, owl. Atha, Bashim, Yahweh, Shah. Okay?
Owl.
Owl.
Almost
I-L, owl.
almost sound like owl.
No, just owl, owl. Right. Kind of like, I'll do something. You know, I'll do this, I'll do that. I'll take up the trash. I'll put this away. So what this means, it can mean two things. On, upon, which in most cases going to mean upon, concerning, or one second. All right. On, upon, concerning, or on account of. So, for example, once again, the female greeting would be perfect to explain this, what owl means. And as you're getting that, you just continue with your turns.
Or
Give me 1 second. It should be okay. So are we on number 10 now? Oh, wait a minute.
yeah, 10.
Mm-hmm.
We on 10.
Yeah. Yep.
Ready when you are.
Okay. All right. Okay. So number 10. All right. So what is this?
Car.
Okay. And what's next to it?
Car. Yeah.
Okay. Is it connected by itself?
It's connected. So
Okay. So if it's connected, then what?
yeah, I think the A had to be dropped off the Y.
So why so how would I write it out?
K-A-Y.
Mm-hmm. That's how you write it out. K-A-Y, which is ka, a kai. It's like kai.
Kai.
Kai. Yeah. Oh no, it's like not kai. Kai is K-A-I. It would be ka. It would still be ka in a sense. Yeah. Ka. All right. Ka, not kai. So like that's something totally different. All right. So what that means, of course, it's going to be for F-O-R. It means that. T-H-A-T. Because. When. But. Okay.
Okay, I got that one.
All right. So what is this right here? This letter.
Ha.
Which is by itself, so that's H-A. What do we have next?
Yeah.
Yeah. The yeah is connected to.
Yeah. Ha.
Mm-hmm.
So the A drop at the end of ha.
Okay, so how do I spell it out? So we got the H-A so far. What's the rest?
H-A-Y-A-H.
That is correct. How would you pronounce that?
Ha. 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 Yeah.
Haya. Yep, Haya is how you pronounce it. And what it means is happen, become, be made.
Yeah.
I like to see it for yourself and understand it out loud. Destruction. And ruin. You know what ruin means? Like when you ruin something.
Yeah, destroy.
Right.
Become happy.
Become, so happen, become, be made, destruction, ruin.
Okay, got it now.
All right. 12. So, what's this?
I.
Okay. It's by itself. What's next?
Sha.
Mm-hmm.
Ha.
Okay.
Right.
Are they together or by itself?
It's together. You have to draw something.
Which is what? What exactly do you have to draw?
The A in a ha. No.
Yeah, that's right. So how we spell it out?
It's ISHAH.
That's right.
I. Sha.
I.S.H.U.P.K. Yep, I.S.H.U.P.K. Yep. That's how you pronounce I.S.H.U.P.K. So you might see some of these words have similar definitions. That's very normal. That's something that you will always see in every language. Be done and be made.
Be made.
Yes, be made, just like the previous one. Give me 1 second, just in case I'm in your way. Just do one more. All right, so we're on 13?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so 13. Okay, so what is the first one?
Ba.
Yeah. Okay.
Wa.
Yeah, but it's connected to.
Oh.
So how would I write it out?
I mean, thinking all, wa, all, the A jump off the H, and off.
So it'll be B-A-W-A-H. Now there's another word that means Baba'a, where it's well, actually it's not connected.
Wa.
Baba'a, but this one right here is Bawa.
Wa.
Bawa. Yeah.
What did I say?
Baba'a. Baba'a, the word is just it's all singular. It's not connected at all. The Baba'a. But Bawa, what this means is enter, come, to attain, as a noun, which stands for in is noun, Let's see. Bring in. To carry. Oh, to carry in. Hold on one second. It's pretty good. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. To carry in. You see that right there? To carry in.
Okay.
Also, the last one is going to be, it's going to be a little sideways to lend in. Okay. It's going to be a little sideways to lend in. Lend means that you give somebody something. Like you lend a loan or money.
To lend in.
Mm-hmm. So after we get done with the all the way to the bottom, we are going to erase and start with some other words.
14.
Yeah, so it's going to be enter, come, to attain. As a noun, it's going to be bring in, to carry in, to lend in.
Make sure I get this down. 14.
Mm-hmm. It's 13.
Oh yeah, I got that down.
Oh, okay. So you ready for 14?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get it. All right. What is this right here?
Oh,
All right, AH. Give me 1 second. I guess this is very well. Yeah,
la,
which is by itself. Okay.
ra.
You said ra.
Yeah, R-A.
No. You gotta follow the pattern. This is this is la, this is
Oh.
mm-hmm. Let me erase this real quick. It's kind of getting a little too big. Okay. La, what's next?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. 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 Ma. Yeah. Ma. Okay, then yeah. Ma. The A drop.
mm-hmm.
At the end.
Mm-hmm. So together, the no would be what?
Right. I.M. I.M. I heard that before.
What do you think it means? Because I mentioned it during Wednesday class.
I don't mean stand do it. Stand up for I.M. I heard it.
Okay. All right. It means, you want to write this down? Actually, I'm going to write it down first, and then I'll explain. One second.
Excuse me.
All right. So, Elohim has a pretty big definition. It can mean rulers, judges, divine ones, angels, gods, as in lowercase, God in uppercase, goddess, and godlike.
Okay. Oh, man.
Okay. So you said right now, Elohim?
I'm on 15 right now.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. All right, so, all right, for 15, right? What's the first letter?
Ya.
To the Y-A, which is Ya. What's
Sha.
next? Sha.
Ra.
So those two are connected.
Right.
So with the Sha and the Ra connected, what would it sound like?
Ya. Well, Ya Shara.
Not Shara. Nope.
Ya
Very close.
Shara. Well, F. Ya. Sure.
Did you say that again?
Ya. Sure.
Yashar.
Ya. Sure.
Yashar. The A drops off from the Ra. Yashar. What's next?
Ba.
No.
Oh.
And then what's next to it?
La.
Make sure that you don't write them down so you see it on the board first. So that way, because you got a pen, you're gonna keep erasing and wasting paper and space.
Let's say Ya.
Yashar Allah. We say it all the time. Yashar Allah is Israel.
Okay. Ya. Shara.
Yeah, Yashar Allah is Israel. So that we want to say in the graphs. Allah means Israel, right? We are gonna break this down real quick. You gotta break down the Yah, the Shar, and the Allah. Because Yashar Allah is a very important name. Okay? So yes, it means Israel, right? So Israel. Right? It means Israel, correct? Yashar Allah. You see this? It means Israel, right? But the prefix, the suffix is very important too. Yashar Allah also means this. So Yah means he. Shar means prince. Prince. Allah means power. Allah. Not Allah, but Allah. He prince power. So that's why we always say Yasha Allah. You are Yasha Allah, you are Israel, you are the prince of the power. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Prince meaning you as a man, prince meaning he of power, prince of the power. So that's why we always say that, because that's what Yasha Allah stands for. You are the prince of the power. Yeah, everything that you see on the board, you write it down just like that.
Right.
Yep. Just so it's less confusing. And you know, you can look at it and be like, okay, I know exactly what this is saying. So then we done with that.
Yeah, I'm done with it, sir.
All right, no problem. So, number 16, we have ma. Oh, I got the wrong one. We have ma right here. We have the la, and we have the ka. So when you put that together, you're gonna have L, A, K. And you see this word from last week, malak. Do you know what malak means? It's from last week. Do you have a lucky guess?
Oh,
All right. Malak means king.
king.
Yeah.
Malak.
And there's also a brother in the school by the name of Malak, and then you have a brother by the name of Malakia. Malakia, it's like Malakia. You have a brother by that name as well, which means minister or messenger. That's from last week's class. Okay. All right. Moving forward. Now, what is this?
Oh.
AH and it's by itself, right?
Right.
What's the next one?
Right.
What's the next one?
Taylor.
Say it again.
Taylor.
No, say it again.
Taylor.
It's a Za. Yep, it's a Za. All right, so how do you pronounce that?
Taylor.
Aratazar. Aratazar. You know what Aratazar by name?
Yes. By name? No.
Okay. So Aratazar is one of those words that we went over plenty of times during the last one, Qadash. So Aratazar means earth. It means land. So earth, land, and country. That's what Aratazar means. Earth, land, and country.
Man.
Mm-hmm. So you got that one down?
Yes, sir.
All right. You have a question?
It's like you're not getting it.
Not yet? All right. No sweat. All right. So, ready for 18?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What's next?
What?
You said what?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mom.
But now the mud's connected. Well, the what and the mud's connected, so it's Yawan. Yeah. So Yawan is a common Hebrew word that you always hear about. So that's going to be day, as in today. Okay. Then we have 19, which is going to be the last one for tonight. You recognize some of these, don't you?
Come.
Yep.
It's like, aren't some of these, some of these, especially the 3 and 4 prefixes?
Yes, it can be. Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Come.
Yep. Absolutely. I did one for example, just one for example. Yashala. Because Yah is he as a prefix. Shar, prince, Allah, power.
So we on 19, right?
Yeah, we are 19, which is the last one. Now, the reason why you don't see power up here for Elohim is because God is a title for power, authority, and power and authority. Because that's what God means as a title. Because anything can be a God. Anything that has power and authority is considered to be a God. So by definition, even in Esau's book, God and his follower authority. All right, so you ready for 19?
Oh, I keep writing the wrong one.
Oh, you know, go ahead, take your time. So you can focus. You got it.
Select. So Captain Cactus a few weeks ago had a battle with some Nation of Islam brothers.
I think I heard about that.
And he was trying to battle him on the Most High's name being corrupt. Now there's a number of other brothers that I'm battling right now about the true name of Yahweh.
Oh, right here, the first one? Yeah.
Now again, so for them it's Yahweh.
Right.
But for the Muslim brothers, it's Allah.
Right.
And in the things like I can't remember exactly where it was, but it was Yahweh Akkad.
I know what you're talking about. I forgot to say it. I know what you mean.
Right.
Yeah.
And it had Yahweh Allahim.
Yeah.
And the Muslim brother tried to cut out the Zah. Can't cut the Zah. I don't know. Because he said Yahweh Allahim. And he was saying that Allah was removed from the biblical text because of the Masoretes. And then he didn't know this scripture. He didn't know how to break down the name of it all. But when Cat had said Yahweh Allahim in that scripture, he kept on trying to go back like, well, yeah, you just said it, Allah, you just said it, Allah. And he tried to break it down, but the brother wasn't listening to it. And so like he never got the actual like breakdown understanding of like his name with the title, like what that actually means.
What it actually means, yeah, because a lot of people say, you know, God this, God that. It's like God is not a name, it's a title.
Right.
So you gotta ask yourself, what is the God's name? Every God has a name. You know what I'm saying? Every God has a name. So like if anybody that you serve, they're a God, but what are their actual name? God is not an actual name. So you know, everybody has to specify that. Otherwise you don't know what you're serving. So yeah, as far as that, yeah, you know, of course the Most High, I'm not gonna say his actual name right now, but the Most High, the Lord, yeah, that's how we say it. Otherwise the Lord's name. You know what I mean? Actually I can add that too, by the way, because I mean it's not too much, but the Lord's name. Because that's really what it is. The Lord's name or the Most High. But you saying that he didn't get the full interpretation of it towards the end? Or
He kept on trying to cut in because once he heard Allahim, he was like you gotta pair that in, like that's part of the name.
Oh no.
When again, if we were to break that down, it's like I can't quote the scripture right now, but it had nothing to do with what he was talking about. Right. Because he's fixated on Allah.
Right. As far as this part right here. I'm assuming.
More specifically in 14.
14? Yeah.
Yeah, more specifically on that.
Because Allah is A-L-L-A-H, right? And the Quran and all that shit. As far as how they say it. How they say it as far as the Muslims, how they say it is completely spelled differently. Yeah. But this is just strictly Hebrew. But yeah, no, I get it. I was on Clubhouse and I heard one of those cats. I don't know if it's the same one that I watch or I'm just like I listen to, but those cats, they say the same thing all the time. They say it all the time. They're like, yeah, Yahweh Lahayim, but you know, some other shit. They be hearing a lot of other shit. So you know how we say Shalom, Yahweh Shem Shabbat, that's kind of how they say it. And that's what I hear, but it's I don't know what the hell they be trying to say, what they think they're saying, but it's not that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but no, I do get your point because I have heard it before. I just don't get where they're trying to go, what they mean by it. So I just ignore them, and it seemed like all the captains be ignoring them too, except for that time that captain got on them about it. And is this on YouTube?
It's on YouTube. It's on
YouTube. That the one across the line, right?
It's on Cross Line Radio.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Good. That's look at it tonight.
Yeah.
I'll look at it tonight.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, you want to finish the last one real quick? Just real fast. Otherwise, like, you had any other questions? Oh, no, you good. No, sorry. All right. No, that was a good question because yeah, that will come up. This is why I always stress, even besides Lashawan Qadash, Alahayim, Yasha'Allah, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai it can be very controversial. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't understand what the hell it means. So besides you getting into battles, trust me, I've been there. I had to tell my folks, like, what are you saying? Like, you're mixing it up. You're saying, I'm like, okay, you're doing Yiddish. That's what you're doing. You don't know what you're talking about because that's Yiddish. So I know what Yiddish is, and I know what Hebrew is. So it's like, you're mixing the two. You're trying to combine it. Go ahead.
So I haven't looked fully into the videos that they shared to me just because they bird that ass leader. It just the videos that they provide, it's annoying. And maybe I just need more patience to actually sit through a full segment.
Or it's just a waste of time. You can better use your time for something.
Once I started, I'm sitting there listening to it like I already see what's off about it, and I can't entertain it. Just my personal perspective.
Right.
But so it would sound like Yiddish to me, but they're gaining their perspective from comparative studies and transliterations between the Greek, the Hebrew, and Egyptian or Canaanite dialects.
There you go. Yep, that sounds about right. Oh,
and that's
wrong, but it sounds about right.
And that's when they come up with the Ya'o.
Yeah, and so annoying. God.
And it's like I'm gonna do the due diligence and look into it further myself, because like I could refer them to videos, but I don't know what specific videos to lead them to. But so I'll do my part in it since I'm in the conversation with them.
I mean, I would say Philly, Houston, and New York got some good breakdowns as far as how whether it goes into the vowels, who's right on the correction of the name of the Most High or Yahweh Shai. Like they do some good breakdowns, but one of our pages got flagged, so some of that might be lost, maybe.
And I know I don't want to have had some shit out there.
Oh yeah. Very recently, actually.
Even better. But yeah, like some of the points that they bring up from the scholars that they reference, and actually they don't necessarily reference them. They reference me to the videos that's supposed to reference them. I just can't sit through the video. Dude is annoying.
I wouldn't waste time.
He's annoying.
I wouldn't waste time. Because I mean, you got other stuff better to do.
Okay.
I get it. I get it. You know what I mean? I get what they're trying to do. But anybody finna sit there like, if you can't, okay, they should know all that. Right? They should know all that.
Give it to them.
And give it to you straightforward. Instead of trying to send you thousands more videos.
Right.
It's like, it doesn't look like you're winning an argument or it's like you to argue the battle. It doesn't seem like you really know what you're doing in this battle. You're just running around when I'm trying to get my point across as far as this. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But no, that is a good point. Wait, so you say you're still battling these cats right now?
Like right now.
Oh, good.
About Passover?
I remember Passover, they came. Oh, no, so it's like before Passover.
Them niggas.
Before Passover. And then Passover. And then a few months later, and then now. There we go. Yeah, you better than me. You better than me.
I'm gonna go with you.
Okay, so give me 1 second. I'm gonna finish this out real quick. No, you're good. No, you're fine. That was good. That was a good point, though, for sure. I just want to waste my time after a certain time. After a while, it's like 2 or 3. Yeah, it's like, okay, what's the whole purpose of this? But it's like, the one. What is the last one right here? What is this one right here? Oh. Yeah, my bad. Yeah. Oh, I'm actually here with my. It's right here.
Oh.
Yep, AH.
So that's open and closed.
That's open. So by so
The other two.
Closed.
Closed.
So that's a closed parentheses if they're connected together.
Yeah.
Connectors.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. I know you got it. You got it.
Yeah. Sure. I.S.U.P.K.
It's connected. So something drops off towards the end.
SHALAM. A-S-H-A. SHALAM.
Ayash.
I.S.U.P.K.
Yeah. Yep. Ayash. So A-H-Y-A-S-H. Ayash. Now we have a brother by the name of Ayash Hawawad in the school, Oklahoma City of Oklahoma. Does anybody know what Ayash means?
No, sir.
Good.
Man,
It means man or
husband.
there. Give him a hand. What's our price? You got it. How you know that? How you know?
Because I
You
learned
must
from
be in
the
class.
best. Learn from the best.
All right. Okay. There you go. That's right. Yep.
Gotta learn more though.
Most time in Christ. Yeah, it means man or husband. Yep.
I.S.U.P.K.
Ayash. Yep. Ayash.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it means man or husband. Also, so yeah, like there's not an actual word for woman or man. So also too, like if there's not a word for something, you can create a word.
Okay.
A Hebrew word for a word. I don't know if I ever told you that before.
No, kind of, I think we did go over this because we did talk about it, and I've heard them say, and so like, I've heard them say there's no direct word for wife or husband,
Yeah.
but it's man and woman.
There you go. Yeah, now we this.
Yeah, kind of that's your woman, that's your man.
Right, or rib, yeah. So
Right.
yeah. Also too, there's not a word for like sex in the context of marriage. There's not a necessary word for that, but you can create a word for that. Just think about certain things that may not have a word for it. Like think about some big ass words. It might not have a word for it, but it may be like subsidized down and be in a similar context, if that makes sense.
No, kind of,
Yeah.
yeah, kind of.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Let me think. I never seen a Hebrew word for astronaut. I would say I'm sure there's a word for space, so that can be related in a sense. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So stuff like that. But when I found out from the generals that you can actually create a Hebrew word for a word that doesn't have one or the definition, that was amazing. I was like, okay. But of course, that has to fall into the protocols of how the Lashawan Qadash goes.
Right.
You can't just really be making up for the vowels and the other extra stuff in there. And that's what makes it so pure. So yeah, so otherwise you got that down, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, no sweat. So like, yeah, what's on here?
Wait.
Oh, okay. All right. So with that being said, say shalom, Yahweh Shem Shabbat to the brothers, shalom, Yahweh Shamar, Adam Bashim Shadow of the sisters. All right. That being said, that concludes the Lashawan Qadash. Shalom. Myself, right?